Hello and welcome to 101 Ideas for Minecraft Learners. In this episode, we're going to be creating galleries in-game where you can actually put your own artwork in a Minecraft map. So let's have a look and see what I'm talking about. So over here we have an amazing children's drawing of a typical Minecraft day. There's a creeper and it's attacking our hero Steve, and we can see we've got our hearts and we've got our meat popsicles on the bottom there as well. And this is a drawing done in one of our after-school workshops, which we do every Tuesday night in our studio. So that looks pretty amazing, and there's no mods being used in this. This is all in Minecraft as it is today. So let's go around the corner and have another look. So you can put children's art on walls. You can also create a gallery and put my own art. This is a bit of artwork that I did when I was younger. I did my degree in illustration, and I did that in Leicester. And I did this painting when I was about 21 years old, so it's a very old painting by nowadays standards. And it's a sort of steampunky businessman flying through a kind of futuristic world. You can also, if you want to, create picture puzzles as well, and this might be a really nice way of doing stuff. So let's go and get these things, and this kind of gives a little bit of a way about how the whole thing is created. So the way we're creating these bits of artwork that are on the side here is that they are actually maps of the environment. So somewhere out there in the distance, there are on the floor, there are pixelated versions of this. These images are made up of Minecraft blocks. So let's have a look here. So I've got, okay, that looks like a bottom corner there. Let's have a look at the next one. Maybe that's up here. And the next one, maybe that goes here. Now I know what this picture is, but of course, if you were to do this in your class, the kids, and do it with maybe famous paintings or images, your class might not know what they're doing. Oh, there's another one. And, oh, that was down the bottom there. And that's there, I think. And we've got one more. There it is. Okay, and that goes in the top left-hand corner. So there you go. It's a selfie of me and Django, a kind of Instagram kind of picture. So there you go. There's some examples of how this is work. And as I said, if you go really close up to these, you can actually see that they're made of pixels, little blocks. And they're using a filter called MapIt, and you can use that filter in MCedit. And that's what I'm going to be basically showing you today, is how to create maps like this in MCedit so you can display them in game. And we've got a little spare wall over here, our last wall, to kind of show you how to do that. So without further ado, let's go over to MCedit and I'll show you exactly what it looks like. So here we are in MCedit, and you can kind of see the representation of the world that we've just been in MCedit, and you've got some future blocks which are represented in this pink, because MCedit doesn't really know what they are. But also you can see these red outlines, and these red outlines represent, if we go to show, we can say they are entities. So all the frames, the picture frames, are entity blocks, and we're attaching maps to those entity blocks. Okay, so what we need to do over here, and also you can also notice that we've got empty chests here as well. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be using a filter called MapIt, and filters down here. So what we need to do to start a filter off is to select a block. So I'm going to just select this one, move it up. So it just selects a block like this, a little bit of airspace. And remember, in MCedit you can move around the edges of these and click and drag them to select the edge there. You see it in orange being selected, and I can kind of click and drag it. But I just want to kind of just select one empty block here, and that's where our chest is going to end up. And then I'm going to go down to filter and press on filter. Now I've already put this this filter into my filters folder. If you haven't done it, you need to download it, and I'll put a link in the description below. So do have a look at the link. It's a filter made by the very talented Texel Elf. So he's made this filter. It's amazing. And also I'll put a link into his video where he describes how it's used and stuff like that. So you can get a lot of extra help with using it. So that is called MapIt. And if you don't know how to put things into your filter folder, you download it obviously, and the filter will go into your download folder, and then move it into your filter folder. Now to find your filter folder, all you have to do is go up to the filters like this and press filters, bink, like that. Press this thing here, and it'll actually open up your filters folder, whether you're in a Mac or a PC, and then you can just drag the filter in. Okay, you will need to restart MCedit to actually get that to work next time, but There you go. That's one of the ways of doing it. So we're going to do a filter. We're going to click on top here, go down to map it, and we can see we've got some different choices to make. Now you can actually kind of select a load of blocks and actually apply the map directly to a wall, and that's either going to be westward or eastward or northwards, etc., etc. I tend to not do that. I tend to do this instead. I tend to say create chest filled with maps if the selection is too small for the image size, and that's this thing down here. Then we're going to go down and we can actually make a transparency thing. Now if your image is smaller, you can actually have it kind of smaller within the frames. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to show you a technique in a minute to prepare your image, okay? Because each map is 128 pixels by 128 pixels. So you have to make your image fit those dimensions. So, and I'll explain that in a little bit when we actually prepare our images for this technique. Then what you're going to need to do is, decide where your image is and go to the image path. So this is what it looks like. You can get yourself the filter prepared, and then what we're going to do now is we're going to go and prepare an image, choose an image and prepare it ready for converting into our maps that we can apply to our item frames on the side of a wall. To create our images on our wall, we often are going to have like 4 maps by 3 maps, and that'll create a kind of a landscape image. Or if we could have 3 maps by 4 maps down, and that will create a kind of a portrait image. Or you can even have a square image. And the last image that I showed you on of me and Django was a square image, and that was 3 maps by 3 maps big. Now each of those maps is 128. So if we were to look at kind of 3 maps by 3 maps, that would be 384 pixels by 384 pixels. So this is how we're going to do it. We're going to kind of create a new image, and we're going to create, I think we'll create a portrait. So we're going to create something that's 3 maps wide by 4 maps down. So that's going to be 384, okay, by 512 pixels high, and we'll press OK. And there you can see we've created something that looks kind of in a portrait style. So if I get another image over here and I copy and paste it into this area here and resize it so it fits, that'll be the perfect size for being converted by the filter map it when we take it into MCedit. So let's go and have a look and see how it works. So the next thing I need to do is file, I need to open another image. So there we've opened up the Mona Lisa. So we're going to create a kind of an art gallery image. So there's our image there, and we need to select all. So I want to go to File, there it is, Select All, Edit. And I'm going to go to Edit again, and I'm going to copy it. And I'm going to go into my other window over here, and we're going to go and paste it in there. Now it's going to be massive, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to just open this up, and we need to shrink this down a little bit. So let's view, let's zoom out. So zoom out and zoom out, and then we can, that might be a bit too far, let's zoom back in again. Let's try this. So let's try image, edit, free transform. And there we go, we can kind of see we've got the edges there. And if I press shift and grab one of these handles, I can move it into position. Okay. And you can see it doesn't quite fit there, but I'm just going to sort of slosh it on the side and then press enter. Now I need to zoom in. View, zoom in. View, zoom in. Fantastic. It's a little bit smaller, so I'm just going to again make sure I've got it filling up the entire screen. Perfect. So there she is within that kind of image area. So remember, this image area is 384 pixels wide by 512 pixels high. which means that we've got areas, 3 128 pixels square blocks that way and 4 128 pixels square blocks that way. So it's the perfect size for what we need. So let's now go File, and we need to save our image. Now I'm going to save it as image1. Okay, I'm going to save it as a PNG and press OK, and I'm going to put that onto my desktop. There it is, and save. So let's go back into MCedit, and I'm going to show you how the filter will take this image and turn it into a chest full of maps that we can actually use to actually generate our lovely image for our gallery. So here we are back in MCedit, and what I need to do is I need to create an image path. So on a Mac, what we're going to need to do is find the image path and actually just delete this and actually type in the image path. On a PC you can just press filter, and what it'll do is it'll ask you for what image do you want to put in there. But it's useful to do this anyway, and it's dead easy. So we just go onto our desktop and we select our image and we press Command I, and we get the information about our image there, so we can actually see where it is. So up here we see it's /users/Adam/desktop, and you must use the capitals as well. And then we down here what that actually is called, because sometimes on a Mac, sometimes on a PC even, the extensions are hidden. So that's what we're going to do. So let's go down here and I'll show you what that looks like. So it's users, so /users/Adam /desktop, and then /image, and we said it was 1.png. Now, PNG. Okay, must spell it right, otherwise it will go wrong, and you think what's going on. So if I spell that all right, it should then just sort of almost feel like it freezes. Yeah, so it's not doing anything. We've got a little spinning ball there, little ball. So that's actually working. It's working out. It's looking at all the pixels in this image over here, and it's thinking, oh, well, pixels this, and it's thinking, well, that's probably this kind of block. And inside this map somewhere, it's actually creating a flat area where it's putting down different blocks, and then it's going to create maps of that area and put them in a chest just over here. And then when we go back into Minecraft, we'll be able to find a chest full of different maps that will relate to an area of the ground that is represented and looks like the Mona Lisa. So I'll let this run for a little while. It sometimes takes 2 or 3 minutes, and I'll be right back and we'll have a look at it. Okay, it looks like the filter's finally finished, and what we've got here, we've got something that looks like a block of stone. If we roll over it, it says chest containing one item, mostly map. Double click to edit the chest, but we'll not need to do that. What we do need to do is make sure we can save it. So Control S will save it, and then we can quit it and go into Minecraft. So we're going to single player. So here we are in Minecraft, and here's the chest that's been filled up. I'm going to just move that up here. Actually, I'm just going to put all these maps back into this chest first. Great. And I'm going to grab ourselves a frame. So we need an item frame. And we need to put some frames up on the wall. Now, if we remember, each frame is 128 pixels wide. So, and we had 3 along the top and 4 going down. So there's our frames, 3 by 4. And we go down into this chest, and we're going to kind of grab all these maps, and let's see how it looks. Okay, so it's a bit of a puzzle to get it going. Aha, well there's the first one. Now I think that one should go in the middle here. Maybe there should be one over there. That looks right. This looks like the mountains in the background. But which side? Which side? There, and this one over here. So there we go. There's our our map of the Mona Lisa. And again, it's a bit bright in the middle bits, but there you go. Otherwise, pretty good representation of the Mona Lisa. Yeah. That's just a very simple technique to kind of create these images and put them on the wall to create your own virtual gallery within Minecraft itself. And again, you don't have to use any mods or anything like that. So you can do photos, artwork, or even create your class's own artwork in Minecraft and share that with each other, and also turn it into a map that you can actually share to the rest of the world. So it's really up to the community and you guys to think about all the different ways that you could use this technique. I know I've got some really cool kind of ideas up my sleeve right now. So until next time, thank you very much for watching. If you have any questions, do leave them in the comments below, and thank you. Bye bye.